Alright, here I am. It's Tuesday in October 2013. Arrived at the camp meeting house. Looks like might need a little weed eating around the edges of the house. The grass don't look that bad really from the last time we were here. Could probably use a little painting. Little roof section there. We need to get some time to come down and paint it. So we come around here is where we see the little mousey sometimes. Don't see it today. Back here, roof, we got our washing porch, some pipes. The roof there probably needs some work at some point. A little painting will probably help it spice up. I need a little eaves work this side of the house. Don't see anything really bad at all. Looks pretty good. A little weed eating, and then mainly just the winterizing. So got the roof there. We do a little trim. Get the branches off the side of the house so the bugs won't have anything to crawl up. Neighbors' yards are looking pretty good. Got our tank here. The old bicycle that needs to go down to the dumpster when they get it here for camp meet next year. Neighbor's roof's looking good. And this bush probably needs cutting back some. So overall, we get here to the old camp meeting house. Yard looks pretty good. I'll probably cut grass around a little bit. Knock out some of this undergrowth that keeps trying to come back. And then we'll winterize it. And I'll go home. Well, I cut grass for about an hour, so it's about time to stop and go ahead and do the winterizing. Got that street cutoff valve right here. And what we do is we just reach down this hole and we're going to flip the lever. And that lets off a lot of the back pressure that's built up in the house. Not a whole lot. Then we come over here to the second cutoff, which is the old cutoff before they gave us the cutoff there at the street. And deep down in this hole, just filled with briars now, there should be a on-off. Ouch. Should have weed eaten here. This is a little thing. We got most of the water from the house is coming out right here. Probably okay to leave this one undone since it feels like it doesn't even have a knob on it anymore. So that's wide open, and a lot of the water from the house has just drained into the hole here, and it continues to drain. So hopefully I got this good picture of this. I'll back it up a little bit. Okay, so there's a valve. There it is. Okay. And there's just a small trickle of water coming out of it. So we're going to open up a valve here and listen to the water. A little water suction there coming through. Okay. So once we open some valves in the house, that'll really free up some air in the line. On the outside of the house, there's steps. We have additional valves that need to be opened. One of these does the hot water And I think one of these, if I open it too much, the spigot just falls apart. One of these. The one with the hot water. I may not need to drain it too much, or I'll have all the hot water coming out of the hot water tank. So I think I'll come back to this one. Okay, yeah, I'll come back to this one. Here I am at the kitchen sink. That's all the way to the left. And that's all the way to the right. So I'm not hearing anything coming in either way. And I'll just leave it open right here in the middle. Porch here. We have the washer dryer. And from what I can tell, I need to loosen that hose. And I'm going to need the pliers to do that. Conveniently, I found the pliers on the top of the hot water heater. Like someone's done this before. Okay. So, I'm going to tighten this real quick. Just so I don't get myself covered in water. Alright, here's the water hose. Now, as Dad stated, there is a line tied to it, so it's okay for me to just let it drop. Down behind there. And we can hear the water dripping out onto the ground there. So we have a little downhill go on that. Now we can open this one back up. Here it is. All opened up. Now I'm going to come back to the washing machine after I call him. He's got some pump out instructions, so I'll wait for that. Here we are in the middle bathroom, and the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just flush the toilet. And hold it down. Alright. Then I'm going to flush again. Alright. Then I'm going to cut the water off to the toilet back here, I think. No, that's wrong. I should leave all lines wide open. Alright, so I'll leave it wide open. Okay. So it has some water left in, so we'll have to scoop that out in a few minutes. We'll come back to that. Sink. Open that wide open. Open that wide open. Hot water tank. I need to turn this off. The water going to the hot water tank. Turn that off. And open the valve at the bottom. Let some water drain out. It might actually be better if I open that valve up. Oh yeah, a lot better. Okay, so I'll leave that valve open. Now this water has a convenient little hole here to go into under the floor. I'll come back to that. Go in this other bathroom. Okay, we got this bathroom. Alright, go to the hot water side. A little air in the line. There was no more air. This side. No more air. Okay. Come to the shower. We have a fancy shower. Open this up. Open it up all the way. Let's let air come out of it. And this one too. The hot water side and the shower. Okay. And this fancy hose. Let me just pull it out just a tad. Let it kind of drain down like this. So hopefully any water that's in that line will flush its way out. Okay, this is the toilet. We're going to flush it. And there's a little bit there. And I'll take the back off the toilet. And I still see water in it. So I can flush it again. Try to let all the water drain out. So I'll come back and check on that in a few minutes. Okay. Let's go check on the hot water now. Okay. The pot's about full. Okay, I called Dad and he said to tighten the valve on top of the hot water heater, which I've done. So that should free some water up somewhere. Let's see. That doesn't have any pressure on it. And I've already drained this pan 3 times. So in theory, this should create some kind of vacuum inside the hot water heater. And I can hear the vacuum coming through that sink right there. So, very likely the water is being that's all the way up there, all the way closed. Okay, so I'll flip the switch so the washing machine will work. Come over here, put it on the rinse spin cycle. Try to pump all the water out. Yeah, it didn't pump anything because it didn't have anything to pump. So now I will dump some. Okay, so I dumped that much in there in the washing machine. Now I can put it on warm so it's pumping both and pull it out. Let's see. Hoping it will pump some through. That's the spin. Maybe it's the rinse cycle. Let's try that. No. Look at this. To see some pump out down there. Okay, I'm dumping a little more in because I still haven't seen any come out of the hose. Okay, I figured out why I wasn't pumping out of the hose. I was looking at the wrong hose. I should be looking at this hose, which I'm supposed to let just fall down here, downhill. So it'll leave a little level of the washing machine. And so now when I pump it, maybe I'll see it coming out. There it goes. It's pumping it good. You might not can see it in the video, but it's pumping water and red frothy stuff. Alright. Okay. Dump a little more in. I was hoping to see mainly red frothy stuff coming out. So let's look at it this time. There it goes. Last little bit was all red and frothy. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so whatever's in there is red and frothy. That's awesome. Exactly what we wanted to see. More time. There we go. Red and frothy. Okay, now as I had planned to do, I'm coming back out here to do the hot water again from the outside. Hopefully this will drain all the hot water out of the tank. Of course, this hot water valve here has had problems in the past, as you can see. It just kind of comes apart on us. It's probably a candidate for replacing. Again. So, yep. Have to tell. We'll tell them about that. There we go. There's the valve. See if I can get the unit back in. There we go. And just the valve. So it's draining. You can see by now there's nothing coming out there until I wiggle it. Okay. Alright, so that's open, that's open. I double checked on the other side of the house and it's open. Okay, so I've spent a few minutes blowing the drains out a little bit with a little air and sopping all the water out of the toilet. So now I'm going to add about a cup to each of the traps in the house. Alright, so for the kitchen sink, here goes. That's wide open. I've already drained it. Alright, a little water, a little antifreeze for the kitchen sink trap. A little antifreeze for the first bathroom trap. Okay. And as you can see, the toilet here is perfectly dry. I dried it with a rag in front and back and rinsed it in the yard. So I can add a cup to the front of the toilet and a cup to the back of the toilet. This is real dangerous stuff. I have to be careful to go the cup away when I'm done. Open that a little bit. And drain out. Since it was dry, there wasn't really anything to feed through. Alright. A little bit more for that toilet from the back. Yeah, since it's dry, there's really nothing up in the crest of the toilet. Alright, so that's... Maybe go ahead and just finish this off in the toilet. When I push the button, nothing happens, but you can see it's in there. Alright, moving on to the next bathroom. We got 2 sinks and a toilet already. Alright, so do a little antifreeze in here. Do a lot for this shower where you went ahead and took that little head off. There, it was finger tight, so whoever comes down can tighten it back before they hop in the shower. Alright. Also, I drained the hose and reconnected it. Shower. Sink. Yeah, I had tried to blow that sink out as well. A little compressed air. And the trap. Got the trap clean. Okay. This toilet's also bone dry. I drained all the water out and sopped it up with a rag. Squeezed the rag out, so technically there's no water in the toilet to freeze. But just in case, this RV stuff is rated to -50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it'll take a very, very, very cold day. And also sopped it out of the back of the toilet. And I'll add some back there as well. So, probably using a little more of this than would be required. Pour that in the back of the toilet. And raise that up. That doesn't look like... I do see a little area in the trap back there. I may try to dump some more antifreeze in. And I may do the other toilet as well. So that'll finish up my supply of red liquid. So what I'm going to do is try to raise that flapper up and dump some into that chamber right there. Well, finished doing most of the weed eating around the house. Got a little of the grass cut. It's getting to be that time of day where the critters will probably be coming out to have a little to eat. So I got most of the grass cut around and trim back the briars that were growing up inside the house. And I'm about to put all the equipment back up. The faucets are still open. The water's not dripping anymore. So pretty much the air is just flying through our pipes. They're all wide open. And in a minute the lawnmower will cool off enough and I'll put it back in the car and head on home. And leave the camp meeting house behind till next year.